Hello everyone, today I want to introduce you to another item, another unboxing item that I like to be able to show you guys how to install. These are all the items that you're going to require except for one more, which is the bolt itself. I'll show you in a few minutes where that's at. I want to give you a little bit of introduction to what the item is. It's the Smartcode 913, a touchpad electronic deadbolt by Kwikset. This item I find to be very, very nice to have, particularly for those individuals that cannot carry a key because they lose it a lot, you know what I mean? So they have to have a code in order to get in, and that is very beneficial. There's a lot of benefit in having this particular locking mechanism. One way is that they will use the keypad to get inside the property, and that locking device, you will press that button in just a second or so, and the device will lock itself automatically. That lock, that particular key lock will work just like any other key lock. The benefit behind this one is that little hole there. I don't know if you see it. There's a small device which I'll show you in a minute. Alright, that's the key that goes right into that hole. When you put the original key that comes with the lock and you twist it to the right, you will plug in this key. When you twist it to the right, and then you plug in this key, you push it all the way in. When you push it all the way in, you take out the key once it has been turned to the right. You take out that key and you put in a new one, and now you have a new key. The other one will not work, but the new one will. That's important to have because now you have another set of keys, and whoever has the previous set of keys that came with that lock, for example, will no longer be able to open the lock. And that safety I just love a lot. By the way, the price of this item is about 120 bucks. That's how much I pay for it. But to me it's worth it because there's some individuals in my property, in my house, that require to have a code for them to come in, since I keep losing the keys. Alright, this device is the one that has the, I can't say the computer, but perhaps the configurations in order for to manipulate the key bolt. This locks the back set, and this is the cover to the back. I'll explain to you guys how it works. Finally, I'm counting 4 pieces. 1, 2, 3, 4. But there is a 5th piece, and here it is. It's very simple. All you have to do is plug it in. There is a sign right above it. I don't know if you can see it. The light is right in it. Maybe if I cover the light. It says right there, it says up. Can you see it? All you have to do is make sure that that sign says it's up, because that's how it has to be positioned. When you get it in the box, it's going to be twisted in this manner. You see how I'm twisting it? You see how I'm twisting it? You see how I twisted it? So it's elongated. It's enlarged, but you twist it back, positioning it shorter. You'll see what I mean when you see it in the box if you ever buy that item, or any lock, because when I bought that one, the same thing happened to that same mechanics or the same bolt. So here you are. That's the 5th piece, and you just put the 2 screws that come inside the box, put the bolt inside, put the 2 screws, and this is a standard hole. All doors have the same kind of hole where you put in the bolt. Once that's done, we're gonna move into the first piece. But the only thing you're gonna need for this, to do this, is just a screwdriver. That's all you need, a screwdriver, to put things together. The rest is done by manually configuring the device. So here we go. So you put that in the front. This have to be up, obviously. make sure that this device here, is positioned properly right inside the hole, the way it looks inside the hole. So I'm looking at it. Okay, this is the device. Okay, I took the camera off the stand because I want to be able to show you better angles. So I figure if I take it and position it myself, it should do better. That little wire should go under it. The second device, if you can see that metal device, have to go right in the hole itself, all of it. And now it's positioned. You can see that. Now I'm holding it at this point. But guess what I'm missing? I'm missing the little wire. Now I gotta go back and push the wire right in it. Not easy, but by holding the camera. Okay, I think I did it. Right. There is the wire. You're gonna need that wire, obviously, because that's gonna go and be attached to the back of the lock. You're gonna put it right in between those two holes. That's where they're gonna go. And you see how that went? I put that right in between those two holes, and all I have to do now is screw it in. But before you do that, you have to make sure that that wire goes right through that tiny hole in there. You can see it, right? Why is that important? Because if you leave it inside, you won't be able to plug it in if you do that. Now you have those two screws that are already situated. All I have to do is screw. It takes a little bit of time, maybe a minute or so. Now it's screwed in, right? And the line itself, the plug itself, I was able to put. The next piece is this device here, and this device comes with a case that carries 4 batteries. That's what you're gonna need in order to make the device work properly. It's very, very simple. There is a little plastic device, which is this one, that also comes inside the box. And what this does, it will retain the batteries in place so they don't come off as you're plugging it in. So let's do that. Alright, when you put the batteries, you have to flip them sideways, and you see where it says door? That has to be facing upwards. So turn it, put it inside in this manner, push it in. The light is gonna give you a sign. It will light. Alright, so now that's done. Now I need to put the little plugging plastic, that one. And it goes in a way where you feel there's a little pressure. If you don't feel the pressure, then you're putting it the wrong way. See, like that. It's a little pressure. And you won't be able to get the batteries out unless it's with by force. See that? And now that's ready. If you put it the other way, it will feel loose, and you need to put it back inside. Now all you have to do after you finish putting that in is make sure that goes inside that little stick. It looks very much similar. You just gotta position it right on how that looks. Don't worry about the rotation of the lock at this point. I'll give you an idea on how that's gonna work out later. First thing, you plug in the cord. That little device, I'm gonna have to put the camera down. Once you plug it in, the way I have it here, you're gonna have to tuck it in inside that little hole there. I know there's enough space in there for you to get that cord inside and tuck it in real nice. And after that, you're gonna have to hook that against that equally, and then I'm gonna put the screws and I'll show you how that's going to work out. Now, these are the two screws. They come in the box. Just make sure you get the right ones. The ones that go on this ones are just a bit bigger than the ones that are going to go on the other box. Just be aware of that, okay? The screws will go at the bottom, and the reason why they will go at the bottom, because once you put the cover inside it, that device has to be positioned in a triangle form. You see that triangle formation right there? In that triangle formation, so that you set it up in a triangle formation for this one, and now it should be able to come in easy. See that? Alright, so the reason why you put the screw at the bottom is because at the top will go the other screw. Alright, so now we're finally at the configuration buttons. Alright, the main button is the program button. You press that program button and you enter a code in the front of the key. You press that button for a couple of seconds and then you enter a code right there, whatever code, up to 16 digits. I have a number of 8 digits in there. Of course, figure out whatever preferred number you want to pick, and once that's done, try it out and you'll see it works just perfectly fine. So that's that, right? And then you have 4 little buttons, and I'll explain to you why that just happened there. The first button, which is this one here, I don't know if you can see it. The first button, that one, if you can see it, will light every 6 seconds. This light will turn on every 6 seconds to tell you that the lock, the mechanics or the mechanisms of the lock is locked, that the bolt has not retrieved. Every 6 seconds. Well, that's very nice. That's very nice. Unfortunately for me, it's annoying to look at a little light every single time. The second button, that one there, if you can see it, the second button. If the sensor feels that the ball is retrieved, in 30 seconds, it will lock it for you. So let me, if I was gonna lock it, in 30 seconds, that will lock by itself without you having to do anything with it, which is a great security to have, and my lock has that. So we're waiting for that. There you go. About 30 seconds or so. 30 seconds or so, it will lock by itself. All right. The third button is designed, if you put it on the on switch, is designed so that it will beep for every time you touch a button, for every time it closes and opens, it will beep, and the beeping is quite loud, so I turned it off. And the fourth button on the right is basically nothing. I guess there's something that they're working on for future locks. And they leave that open for whatever the reason, but it does nothing. It even says it on the instructions, so I want to get that clear to you guys. All right, and that's it. Now I'm gonna explain something to you guys. This is very, very important that you're probably gonna find. If you don't do this part, the lock will never work, and you're gonna have to go through a lot of hassle just to find out how it works. When you buy the lock itself will not lock automatically from the beginning. It will not lock. Instead, it will retrieve itself, closing itself every single time, no matter what button you press. The combination, if you set up a password, it will work, but not to the point where it will lock the bolt. It will just work to unlock it. It will do nothing. And you have to do that, so you better remember this part, because without it, you are not going to make it work. So the first thing you do, you take off the battery. you take off the battery, right? So you take off the battery. Here's the battery. You take it off, and then you come back here and you press and hold the lock button, and you press the button while you're putting the batteries inside. When you do that, the bolt itself is going to retrieve and extend, retrieve and extend. It's doing that because it's configuring itself. Mine, I don't want to show you my combination, but a lot of people encounter in putting these locks. But hopefully I was able to help you. See, it's locking by itself after 30 seconds. All right, and finally, remember how I told you to put it. Make sure that is placed in a rectangular position in that manner like that, and then position the lock straight up in that way. And now you'll be able to just slide in the box, and the work is done. Well, you have to put the screws, but after you put the screws, that's it. You're done. Well, you guys, I appreciate you guys watching this video. I hope you really find it informative. My main goal is to get you to watch my videos for educational purpose. And I appreciate you guys watching this video. You guys have a great day. Thank you so much.